Yesterday, in a silent cafe, I witnessed a scene that explains why most men remain unseen by women their entire lives. A man, about 25, well-groomed and polite, sat across from a woman. For 37 minutes, I watched him. Every move failed. The shocking part, he believed he was doing everything right. That is the curse. That is the conditioning. Because almost every man follows a script designed to make him lose, and few ever have the courage to break it. Each man thinks he is the exception. He assumes his kindness, his style, his humor entitle him to success. None of that matters. If the code in his head is wrong, the outcome is fixed. Like trying to run Windows software on a Mac. No matter how advanced the program, it will not execute. That is the modern man's condition in every interaction with women. You've felt it. Perfect conversation. Perfect moment. Then she vanishes. You play the gentleman flawlessly. She chooses another man who barely tried. That isn't fate. It's not misfortune. It's system failure. Psychological mechanics ignored. A game misunderstood. When I was 20, I saw it clearly for the first time, at a party, standing still in the corner. Polished, polite, invisible. Then there was Alex. Broke, unremarkable, chaotic in appearance. 3 women fought for his attention. That night I realized women are not drawn to good resumes or perfect manners. They are drawn to energy, unpredictability, tension. The more you seek their approval, the less they feel for you. Attraction functions on reverse mathematics. The harder you chase, the faster it dissolves. Men lose because they try to apply reason to an emotional game. Since childhood, their mental software was written by mothers, teachers, and culture. Be nice, respect women, keep them happy. None of that builds attraction. It builds compliance. It trains you to be harmless. Women do not want harmlessness. They crave polarity. They crave the presence of a man who stands autonomous, grounded, untamed, but controlled. A wolf, not a golden retriever. Every interaction with a woman contains polarity points, moments that either heighten or flatten tension. Most men flatten them. She challenges. They fold. She tests. They comfort. They smooth the edges until no mystery remains. Comfort kills desire. Predictability kills curiosity. Excitement lives in on tension. This doesn't mean cruelty. Idiots mistake stimulation for disrespect. Women are not drawn to cruelty. They are drawn to independence, the refusal to bend your identity for validation. The so-called bad boy appears magnetic only because he doesn't seek approval. You can possess the same force while retaining decency. That's balance. Example, you meet a beautiful woman online. Instinct tells you to impress her. Witty line, clever hook. Already lost. Because your words depend on her reaction. You're performing, not expressing. You're auditioning, not speaking. Real power is in detachment. Say what amuses you. Speak as if she's one of many options. That self-amusement, that ease, cuts through the noise. Most men can't fake it. They pretend confidence while trembling inside. Women detect it instantly. They have studied male behavior their whole lives. You can't fake indifference. You must internalize it. Years ago, I met a woman who could rearrange a man's schedule with a single glance. During conversation, she said something absurd. The old me would have smiled and agreed. Instead, I looked straight at her and said, "That's ridiculous." She froze, laughed, and leaned closer, Because for the first time, a man treated her like an equal, not a pedestal. When you worship, you force her to look down. No woman can desire a man she cannot respect. Attraction is subtraction, not addition. Subtract over-availability. Subtract constant validation. Scarcity creates value. Flooding her with your presence devalues you. Economics never lies. What is abundant loses worth. Absence builds curiosity. Inconsistency builds magnetism. She should wonder what you're doing, not the other way around. Understanding isn't enough. Tomorrow, your old programming will reboot. The nice guy protocol will run again. Reprogramming requires practice, discomfort, error. I made every mistake, swung from too kind to too detached, from overly polite to unnecessarily confrontational. But even my flawed attempts were more magnetic than my earlier perfection. I remember the breakthrough. Midway through a date with a striking woman, I realized I was bored. I stopped pretending. You're beautiful, but this is dull. I'm going home, I left. That night she called. The next day she chased, not because of manipulation, but because I valued my time more than her beauty. That is dominance, not over her, but over your own attention. Most men judge women solely by looks. That's blindness. A man with standards anchored in purpose, not appearance, becomes rare. Women respond to rarity. A man without standards is replaceable. Inside the female mind, the nice guy is categorized instantly: agreeable, eager, unthreatening, forgettable. He's safe, and safety feels like boredom. Contrast that with the man who disagrees politely, teases, withdraws, returns. He signals depth, options, unpredictability. Attraction thrives. The friend zone exists because men hide their desire behind false friendship. They suppress sexuality out of fear. Women sense the pretense. Romantic respect dies. If you want her, express it, not through confession, but through presence, tone, eyes, timing. Pretending platonic interest is self-betrayal. Mike, a man I knew, befriended every woman he admired. Months later, he confessed feelings. Always rejected. His kindness wasn't the issue. His lack of polarity was. He acted as emotional furniture. You can't inspire attraction while being her therapist. Correction begins internally. Be attractive first, then be kind. Lead. Bring tension. Use compassion sparingly. Balance confidence with humility. Learn calibration, not performance. Before sending a text, pause. Ask, is this for my amusement or her approval? If the latter, delete. If the former, send. This discipline rewires you. Disagree when you mean it. Authentic resistance creates spark. It signals a centered man. She feels equality, not worship. Example: a woman once told me she believed in astrology. I said, "Astrology is organized birthday racism." She laughed, then debated passionately for an hour. Real connection replaced empty agreement. The core principle: stop seeking approval. Don't imitate a self-assured man. Become one. Build a life worth living without women. Create goals, routines, passions that fill you. When your existence is complete, you naturally stop chasing. You become scarce, not by strategy, but by reality. Fulfillment generates confidence that cannot be faked. Women sense emptiness. They know when you use them as emotional validation. That need repels. A woman should complement your life, not complete it. When she becomes your world, her departure destroys you. Independence prevents collapse. The most magnetic men aren't necessarily rich or handsome. They are complete. Their lives are already full. A woman joins, not defines, their world. That gravity pulls. Stop arriving to women like a candidate at an interview. Stop begging for selection. Present yourself as an opportunity. I am interesting. I am disciplined. If you qualify, you may enter. That's not arrogance. It's value awareness. If you don't believe in your worth, no one will. Shift your paradigm. You're not trying to get women. You're filtering them. You're the one choosing. Rejection becomes self-selection, not loss. She simply disqualified herself. Move forward. When I adopted this frame, everything inverted. Pressure disappeared. I screened, not pleaded. Standards replaced desperation. And the irony, this independence drew women closer. But understand, this transformation is isolating at first. When you stop pleasing, leeches vanish. Manipulators withdraw. Even family may accuse you of arrogance. Good. Let them. Isolation is purification. On the other side lies authenticity, real respect, real desire. Most men never reach this point. They age still playing the nice strategy taught in adolescence, wondering why it fails. Don't be that man. Evolution demands discomfort. Reprogramming requires pain, repetition, and solitude. Resistance will come from society, from peers, from your old identity. Yet once you internalize it, every field of life shifts. Confidence without approval addiction, standards without apology, freedom from performance. This radiates beyond attraction. It restructures your entire existence. Detach from outcome. Engage without need. Speak without hoping. Walk away without resentment. Do this consistently, and your world transforms. 98% of men won't. They'll nod, agree, and relapse into obedience. Be the 2%. Stand firm. Send messages that amuse you. Attend dates with no urgency. Maintain stillness amid chaos. Presence alone separates masters from the masses. No scripts, no techniques, just self-sufficiency. A man whose life is whole, whose silence has weight, whose choices stem from principle, not hunger. Everything you were taught about attraction was designed to neutralize you. You've seen the result. The path divides here: comfort or transformation, illusion or clarity. The knowledge is now irreversible. You cannot unknow it.